Today, I'm actually going to be talking about how I moved from the city and became a farmer. Now this is not your average farmer dream story because, guys, I never wanted to be a farmer. But I'm here to share because when I became a farmer less than a year ago, I was searching, scouring, looking for people who were doing it the same way, who were becoming farmers with no previous experience. And not only that, but becoming farmers from totally unrelated occupations and totally unrelated lifestyles. So I hope that this video will encourage you if you are feeling called to farm and you have no previous experience. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, I still have my full-time job that I'm able to work from home. I'm making $0 off of farming, and I am new on this journey. Literally, you can go back on this channel. The first video I put out was the first farm-related thing I ever did. So this channel is literally a journal of my journey from day one. But I want to make sure to be transparent with you guys that I am not a full-time farmer. But one day, I hope to earn enough so to be. This girl does like her city coffee. In fact, I wanted to take a minute and just kind of give you some background. So, one of the things that's been the most inspirational to me on this farming journey is hearing about people who came into farming and started farming from absolutely no agricultural background. I think Pete at Just a Few Acres Farms was a something that people kept saying, oh, check his channel out, and I've been watching his channel for several months, and he's an accountant, I think. He came from a desk job and went to farming. But in that, I wanted to explain a little bit of my background. I grew up most of my young life in a loft apartment style situation outside of Kansas City, Missouri. Didn't even have any soil there. Then we made the decisive shift to leave a little bit more urban city life behind for an extremely rural setting. And I can't say that I necessarily really loved that idea. I had lived my whole life within like a 1-hour radius of my favorite coffee shop, which, by the way, this is a coffee that I trucked 1.5 hours from the city. In fact, I brought 2 coffees back. Rewarmed this one on my stovetop. Anyways, I grew up in that setting. And when we moved to the country, it was a really big adjustment for me. In fact, it was a couple years before I really felt adjusted. But once I did, and the Lord really kind of started opening my eyes to the resource base that I was literally sitting on in this 30 acres, and then awakening me to this concept of regenerative agriculture, rotational grazing, and maximizing the land that He's put me right in the midst of. It was like a whole new world. while I can't say that I have as much under me as a lot of those farmers out there, I just want to encourage anyone who's watching this who thinks, oh, I'm really interested in agriculture, but I don't have any background. Well, neither do I. And the Lord has really made up for every ounce of lacking that I have. I'm still learning, and there have been so many amazing people in my community, in my family, who I just lean on so heavy and hard for support and guidance. But anyways, I want to give you a little bit of a background and maybe encourage anybody out there who kind of has that twinge inside of them to pursue agriculture or pursue farming of any kind. Just keep following the doors as they open, really, and see where it goes. So, hope that helps. And just so I don't leave you with more questions than answers, I do still have a full-time job. I am a marketer and business manager. I work on things like profit analysis, marketing, media campaigns, and so forth. In addition to this, I developed a few trade skills as a young person and developed a line of products that I can make and sell from a home base. All of my work is done from home, and that was before 2020 even. So really that has opened up the opportunity for me to be a farmer. If you guys would like more information on home-based business and how it's kind of happened for me, I'd be glad to share it with you, but I'm not going to share any more information than you want, really. But I wanted to say that because I don't believe that everybody can or should be a farmer. If you are feeling led, feeling called, I know from a personal standpoint that the doors will open as they need to if this is your calling. For me personally, I mentioned earlier on that I never wanted to be a farmer, and I never would have expected to be at this place in life, but as my eyes were open to the reality that the resources were at hand, I became overcome with sort of a weight of responsibility to maximize those. And that's exactly what has happened for me on this farming journey. And like I said, I've chronicled basically everything from day one on this channel. I lived in the country for couple of years before I jumped into farming, and as such I kind of wanted a place to journal it, chronicle it, and be able to look back, and that's exactly what I've made this channel. So feel free to go back to the very first video and watch essentially from the beginning.